Half an inch is still pretty big. I would say quarter inch to half inch, somewhere in there. The last set of wands that I did were a lot thicker than normal, and that's just because I kind of got to a point where it wouldn't. I don't know. I was having a hard time taking more material off, so I kind of just left it. They look much thicker on camera than I was always curious because they look much thicker on camera. A little bit. So that's, there we go. Yeah, some of them, like I said, that last set that I did were definitely thicker than I typically would do. I've had some that are thinner, I've had some that are thicker, but I try to keep them in that range if possible. Yeah, I still can't, Ernie, the ones that you made that you posted in my Discord, God, those are beautiful. A lot of bouncing all of a sudden. Back over to second. I go on. Go. They are vine cooked with inner creeper, and the large one was collected after it died, having grubs eat the cambium layer under the bark, the cause of the spirals in them. Okay, okay, okay. I need to resharpen that because I got dulled out pretty quick. Hey, Random Tinker, welcome on in. Large one has a lot of grub markings in the other layer, which you can see up close. On a close-up, I'll get some better shots at. That'd be awesome. How's it going, Random Tinker? Good to see you. Sharpen that one up. What? What would you turn in? This is a combination of epoxy and some just random wood that was given to me. Want to say driftwood pieces and some other things like that somebody had gotten from an auction. So it's just a mixture. This is actually really cool right here. Got some of this epoxy that seeped in some of these areas or these crevices. So that's really cool. It's a hodgepodge one. Yep, it really is. So I get careful what I say, and the reason I say this is I found out recently that it's illegal to have a collection of driftwood in the state of Wisconsin. Now, granted, I didn't collect any of it. I don't consider it a collection. Somebody got it from an auction and gave it to me. And so that's why I'm not calling it driftwood. It's just a hodgepodge of wood, is what we're going to refer to it as. But really hard does not want to catch on me. It is not driftwood. It's natural castaway wood. Just a little bit. Tools are going to need a good sharpening after this again. Yeah, the resin is definitely dulling it much faster. Much, much faster. I kind of expected to be the case. Wait, I was like, where's the tool that I was using? I got distracted by the kids. Get that turned down just a little bit more before we start the multi-access stuff. We're gonna stop there for a second. That's why I don't like using these carbides on here, because they seem to chip it more, which is fine. It is what it is. But, all right, let's go ahead and switch this up a little bit. Ugh. There we go. All right, so we are going to get real squirrely here. All right. Turn that sucker down. All right, real quick. Do a quick sharpen on just some of these. Tighten up in there. There we go. Don't have that plugged in anymore. Right. Give me a quick second. I am going to do a quick sharpening. Thank you guys. We're going to shut that off for a second. All right. I just want to do a quick sharpening on the lathe tools, just because they've taken a pretty good beating already on here, which not surprised. So I'm going to do that real quick. Just on a few of these tools at least. Get them sharpened up. Also, welcome back, Lethia. One. No, video is not broken. Hi, Asus. Welcome on in. I am just quick sharpening a few tool or lathe tools real quick, and then I will be right back in screen again. So video is not broken. Just want to get this taken care of because we're starting to dull up the tools pretty quick. There, right? Oh, just gonna get 3 or 4 of them sharpened here real quick, and then we'll get back to it. Go. 2 down. Still doing food prep, so I won't be able to mod for a bit, but I'll be back in like 10. No worries, Lethia. No worries. Watching. I just heard the audio, but nothing happening, so I can. No, you're good. You are good. Kind of sharpened up because they're the ones I'm bouncing between here. And then we'll get back to turning. So, Asus, welcome on in. Good to see you. We're actually running our first resin wood wand. So we're gonna get to see what we were kind of talking about the other day. This is my first go at it and see what we come up with because I've got an idea in mind based on our conversation the other day. But I want to make sure this goes well before I give that idea to you. that catch? Oh, we're catching on that. That's why. Like that. This way. Closer. Farther back with this. Try to not catch it all. Try that again here. There we go. All right. Now we got those kind of sharpened up. Shield back on. I have problems with making things complicated and would want to put LED in anything that is translucent resin. Trust me, it's crossed my mind. I just haven't gone that far yet. That is on my list of things I do want to try someday. Because I'm the same way. I like to make things more complicated than they need to be. Because who wouldn't? All right, let's see how much more of a cut we get on this now. Much better. Significantly better. Granite. I'm going to take it as slow as possible on this. Because this is where we ran into the huge chip out blowout on the last one that we attempted. Because of the fact that it is turning at such a odd angle. Add in just a little bit closer here. We shouldn't hit anything. Nope. All right, we're good. Down to smaller. All right, let's switch this up again here. There we go. Now we're finally getting to a point where I'm liking what we're getting. So we need to loosen the chuck up a little bit to move this. Let's go this angle. Why not? Do 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 do. Is that an old chair? Like, no, it is the wood that's in here is we're just gonna call it reclaimed wood, just because I have to watch what I say. It's just reclaimed wood, and then a scarlet red and black resin mix that we put in here. So, yeah, that's what we got. I hit anything. All right, Lithia, welcome back. Oh, God. High Tech Redneck rating in with a party of 11. Welcome on in, Raiders. Give High Tech a few seconds to come across here, and yeah. Welcome on in, guys. High Tech, what were you working on? How was your stream? Glad to see you guys. Hey, SWK. Separate from Reclaimed, do you know what kind of wood? I do not. It was in a giant bin of wood that was given to me. I don't know exactly what type of wood it is, unfortunately. It's what does make it really tricky to work with this stuff, because I don't know what it is, but we just kind of wing it. Stream was good, JP. Hooked up the electronics. I mean, I see it. See, it made motors move the axis. Nice. How is that coming along? I know you were working on it. I popped into one of your streams and you were working on it. How's that coming along for you? Free wood that wasn't turned to firewood? Yep. Essentially. Raiders, welcome on in. My name is JP Sunset Woodworking. Run a small little woodworking business outside of my daytime job. Right now we are currently making a wand for a friend slash fellow viewer. We have a reclaimed wood material in here with epoxy resin, whatever you want to call it, combined, and we're doing a multi-axis turn, so you will notice that it will look very wobbly on the stream. That is intentional. It's part of the multi-axis turning that I do for my wands. If someone can do !link, it'll pull up my link tree, and if you go to like my Instagram, which is probably the best area you're going to see it, I have some examples of the wands out there that I've done. It's a lot of fun. It's very risky. I don't recommend it to people that have never done it. Do your research beforehand. But yeah, that's what we're working on. We do all sorts of stuff here, by the way. If you follow the channel, you come by every now and then. We not only do wood turning, we make furniture from time to time, small decor. We do laser engraving. You name it, we're always up for some example. Occasionally there's gaming on here. It just depends on the night, the week, what's going on. But yeah, you'll see a variety of stuff from me. Really good. The next stream on it will connect in the spindle power supply and have my spoil board down so I can do first cut. Nice. Nice. High tech. I'll have to come check that out. This one's really cool. There's a long piece of wood all the way through here that actually is wrapping, which I think is actually be really cool once we get this to turn out. So we'll see. We will see. We're going to jump back at it here and get going. Again, High Tech, thanks for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for bringing your viewers over. And the other thing with my wands, there is no plan with this. We just wing it. I kind of let the tools do the work. Let the material decide what happens to it, and we just kind of go from there. It sounds like a sin, Ernie. I don't burn it unless I know I can't use it, which you will see from time to time. We do some bonfire streams in here where we just kind of sit and talk and drink a beer or two and don't do any woodworking. You will see me burn scrap wood. It's usually stuff that I know I can't use elsewhere. So the risk behind this is at any point in time, this can snap. It can yeet, it can get launched. Who knows? Just to give you guys an example of what has already happened tonight at the very beginning of the stream, we have had an issue where one did snap. We actually had a whole chunk launch off, and then this followed up with a great big snap. So this is the risk that happens. It does fly off. It does hit the face shield. Always wear PPE when you're doing this because you just never know what's going to happen. I grew up on firewood. It was that or freeze when it got negative 80 degrees in the winter. Thought it was just special effects, JP. Right? Okay, now that is evil. Lythia, if you haven't already, give yourself a shout out. Lythia is also a fellow streamer and friend. Does some amazing art. She does digital art, at least that's all I've seen, but she does more. But if you're not already following Lythia, please do. An amazing streamer, fellow friend. Now that resin those two pieces back together and make something cool. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's not going to go to waste. So the tricky part about this kind of turning too is you're turning into a void. So it's just like empty air essentially. So you got to really watch how far you're pushing your tool in. Because one wrong move and you can just shove the tool all the way in and it's not going to end well for you. Did some really interesting knots and stuff in here. We're going to change it up again here. We've gone. Almost directly across from it, and I need to loosen that chuck up a little bit. All right, so now we're starting to get into the risky. I mean, it's all risky anyways, but now we're really getting into the risky side. This starts getting to be a weak point, and so we got to start watching that as we get turning here. Delta Junction, Alaska, 100 miles south of Fairbanks, Alaska. I'm in Tennessee now, though. Gorgeous state, but evil, evil weather, and yet somehow selling more ice cream per capita than any other state. Yeah, I'm ready for the warmer weather right now. This cold weather is just getting exhausting at this point. Where are you again, JP? I'm in Wisconsin. Is it still? It is still intact night. Don't jinx it. Well, when you have a state that size and the population less than Rhode Island, you would very easily be most per capita like that. True. Yes, we are still currently intact. We are getting on the risky side, though. It's getting pretty thin up here, so probably won't be taking off a whole lot more material on this end of it. We'll probably get ready to go back center and start working on the actual handle work here, and call it good. So we're gonna go that route. Just take a little bit more off here before we go back center. Oh, just starts getting real nerve-wracking at this point. Really what it comes down to. Pick up that speed just a little bit. Thanks, Risto. Appreciate it. Yep. At this point, just being real gentle with everything. Not putting too much pressure on it. Just because I don't want to that up. So, all right. I'm somewhat happy with that right now. We're going to go back center. And we're going to just kind of come back across, get everything nice and clean. And then we are going to, fuck. That's not good. Son of a bitch. Damn it. Well, we spoke too soon. Okay. What are my options here? What are my... Because that was what was holding that together. It's not going to affect the wand, but I got to get the wand back on the lathe. That's what I need to figure out. Well, okay, we're gonna try something. That's gonna go there. In theory, shouldn't affect it. It's all in theory. Just sand this flat real quick. Let's plug that in real quick. Knight, your wand is choosing to be a pain in my ass. All right. Put you back in there. That's right up there. Kids are in bed. JB can curse now. Got a cool wand and see you curse frustrate. Money well spent, right? All right. Now, let's see how this goes. Okay. Seems stable. Oh, all right. At least it happened after we were done with the multi-access part of it. I'm ready for this while I like my favorite sports team. Honestly, I'm surprised how centered it actually is going off of that point. If it's the Broncos, I'll be disappointed. Let's try not to be the Broncos in this situation. So. Next season, we get Sean Payton now. Fingers crossed. Let's hope. Hope next season brings better things for us, but stop catching like that. Want to play that game right now. Don't want to freaking. Bring that speed back down. But what makes me nervous is because this is so thin on this end, we're still getting the flex. And that's why I originally stopped turning on that side, so we could get out of dealing with that flex, but all right. We are gonna do another quick sharpen on these tools real quick, so bear with me, guys. Just because I am dealing with so much of a flex on these, I want to make sure that I'm working smarter, not harder with this crap. So, not about to lose this damn wand. We're gonna make sure that it survives all the way through. So we are going to make sure we don't fuck this up. Okay. One. Got to take this down just a little bit more, and then we'll work on a little bit more of the intricacy of the design. I always tend to make the handles a little bit more intricate. I still want to get, I'm waiting for the grinder to wind down. We're going to put a spike on this end, or at least a point, just because that's the vibe that I'm getting from this. Not sure how I want this to look yet. We'll probably do some ring work in here. The wood, though, is just really cool because it gives a twisted look to it. And then we'll bring this back to a taper due to the fact that we lost that taper. I want to get that taper back in there as much as possible. Again, everybody, thanks for hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. You got to see me curse a few times. You got to see me, yeet a couple things. Night, I see that you posted something. I'll come take a look at that in just a minute. What about that one? Oh, yeah, it's looking really cool. I'm glad you like it. I just appreciate you giving me the opportunity to make one for you. All right, those three should be sharpened again. All right, hop back at it here. Gosh, remember when we built that seat for my racer scooter with Nick? And then he made a turn dragging me with the bike and exploded. I almost died. Yes, I remember that vividly. I think about that often, actually. Like, especially now that I build shit like this, I'm like, you know, if we would have had the tools and the capability, the shit we could have built to prevent that, we did some sketchy shit as kids. For those of you that don't know, Knight and I have known each other since we were kids. We've done some really stupid shit in our time. Build quality was questionable at best. All kids our age did sketchy shit and survived it. Oh god, Knight, I don't know how he got lucky. He would have smacked his damn head on the curb. He was mere inches away from fucking that up. Calm down, Lake. Bring this down just a little bit lower. We built some very sketchy ramps with our bikes.